Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. Today we are learning the sharing of the merit. The sharing of the merit. Today is 26, huh? 24, sorry, 24. Learning the sharing of the merit. So we have been learning tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu, story of Petas who are living nearby the houses, right? So this is number 6 verses from the story of Petas. For there is no cultivation there, nor there is here no cattle rearing, no trading, no buying and no selling, right? So this is the nature of Petas. As you all know that for the Peta there are two type of food, right? They have their own food, just like a mucus, a dirty thin blood, etc. Right? Another thing is they will sustain what is given from here, from their relative, right? So I think this line is very important. Petas, those who have passed on, are there sustained by what is given from here. What is given from here? Ito denena ya binti peta kalingadatehain. So if you look at this line, it will lead to two interpretations. So normally, according to Theravada, according to Theravada, according to, I would say that most of the Buddhist schools, right? Especially Mahayana is more in favor of offering to the Sangha, right? Than sharing of the merit. So offering to the Sangha and dedicate for the departed people, then share the merit, right? If the departed person is rejoiced, then it can transform, right? So his body and his mind will be transformed to better existence, right? So that is what, according to Theravada. So even here, it will lead to two interpretations. Another interpretation may be directly giving physical items such as food, clothing, etc. to the Petas, the one who will already die, right? So actually, as a Buddhist, actually the Buddhists are very tolerant. We allow the people to do whatever they want. So even when my mother died, I allowed my family member to do whatever they want, because it's very important, right? This is the last time for their beloved one. So you cannot find in other religions such a tolerance, right? So this is one of the, I would say that is significant things for Buddhists, right? But the Buddha do not tolerate regarding with main teachings. As you all know that one of the monks called Sati, he is talking about soul, right? So this is this consciousness that go to next life. So that means there is no consciousness, that lasts forever. So one consciousness arises and passes away. Then that consciousness and passes away. Then rebellion consciousness arises. Then rebellion consciousness passes away. Then Bhavanga consciousness arises, right? It goes like this. But regarding with those important teachings, main teachings, the Buddha do not tolerate, because the Buddha said that it is a Panisha view. A Panisha, a very dangerous view, right? But regarding all these one, so the Buddha will all tolerate, right? Regarding with the cultures and rites and rituals, so the Buddha will not talk about much. So if the Buddha, how to say, rises this time as well, he will not pay much attention to those ones, right? Okay, here it will lead to another interpretation that me offering physical food, physical items to the departed one, right? So because of that, at the time of King Asoka, some of the monks, so they put forward a new idea. So that contradicts to interpretation of Theravada. So according to them, so the Peta, who already passes away, can eat the physical food that we are offering, and they can wear the clothing, etc., right? So, as you all know that Venerable Mowgli Bodhisattva Thera, he rejected that idea, right? So that is wrong because the Buddha have taught, the Buddha have explained in Janusoni Sutta as well as the Tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu, right? Because showing those citations, Venerable Mowgli Bodhisattva, a senior monk at the time, he rejected that idea, that interpretation, right? So that shows that Theravada do not agree that we can offer physical food to the Petas, right? It goes against Theravada. But it is no harm. You can follow and you can do, right? You can do this. So actually these are not very important as far as the practice of the Noble Truth is concerned, right? Noble Truth is concerned. So the main point here is they quoted this one, ito denena yapeti, sustained by what is given from here, this line, sustained by what is given from here. So if we give physical food, if we give the clothes, and they can receive it, right? They can receive it. But Cakkapala and its commentary rejected, right? Especially Cakkapala rejected. As you all know that Cakkapala is one of the texts from 7 Abhidhamma texts, right? So in the Cakkapala, many wrong views or wrong opinions are rejected, showing citation from the Pali Canon, right? From the Pali Canon. So this one is one of them, right? The next one, verse number 7. So actually it is not new for us. It is not new for us. So the Bhante from our temple, we always recite this one while we are transferring the merit, right? When we are transferring the merit. Oname urakan watan yathanenan bodhati eva meva ito denan petana upakapati. As water rain on the uplands flow down to the lowlands, even so does what is given from here benefit the Petas. But here also not clear yet, right? Not clear yet. So to know the contents from the Petavatthu stories, we have to look at the whole things, right? So otherwise, it will lead to misinterpretation, right? So as I told you earlier, my point is that so we have to know what the Theravada taught, right? But I'm not saying that is only one thing that is correct. So there may be other ways, right? So there are some people say that. So the Petas or departed ones can eat physical food, right? So there are some people, they saw with their own eye, right? So it is said that. But anyway, we have to know what the Theravada taught, right? So here, what is given from here, you will offer to the virtual people and you can share the merit. So when the departed one, when the Peta rejoice or feel happy for that, and because of that happiness or because of that joy, so his body will be transformed into a better body, right? Better body. Okay, question?
You always talked about Petas as the hungry ghost.
Yeah.
But I don't know, in the course of your lectures, have you ever mentioned how they became hungry ghosts? What did they do in their previous lives to become hungry ghosts?
Okay, very good question. So what is the reason, right?
Yeah.
But I would say that there are different type of Petas.
Right.
For hungry ghosts, especially for hungry ghosts, there may be a few reasons. So one of them is they are too greedy. So greed will have the source of existence in the hungry ghosts. But for those who are too angry, they will go to hell. For those who have a full of delusion, they will go to animal realms. So it is according to commentary, generally talking. But actually it is not only one reason, but in many sutta, the Buddha said that for those who have a greed, hatred and delusion, they will go to animal realm, they will go to hell, they will go to Pitta realm, etc. Right? But main reason, because of greed or because of craving. So that is main reason.
When you say greed of what? Greed for material things or greed for power? What kind of greed are we talking about?
It can be it will be different. Different. How to say the background? Suppose for those who do not, who are who are, how to say, the stingy, and for the one who is not willing to share what he have, right? So there are some people who are too stingy, right? They don't want to share their belonging, their property, even with their children, right? So for those people, so they are greedy, right? They are greedy. So because of that will be main reason. So because of that, they became hungry ghosts. But when we talk about Petas, as I said earlier, we have a different type of Petas, right? Today, if we have a time, we will go to the Petas who are suffering. So that are mentioned in Samdha Nikaya. So different type of Peta for hungry ghosts because of greed, right?
So that it means that Najib's wife may become a Peta, a hungry ghost.
Greed is one of the main reason, yes. Of course, yes. So, as you all know that one of the, I think, the nature of Petas, the one who is hanging around in the house, right? Suppose somebody died and still have too much attachment to the family and to the houses, likely to become a Petas. It may be not hungry ghost, Because some people, they have done a lot of good deed. Especially they offer food to the monks, to the relatives, to the family members. Because of greed or attachment, they may be hanging around nearby the houses. So because of good deed, they may have a very good food. So those beta, even though they have a good food, those beta, so they will have a mentally suffering. Suppose a family member are laughing each other, right? And enjoying a good food. But he or she cannot join the conversation. He or she cannot eat those delicious food, right? Mentally, he or she will suffer a lot. But for them, in their life, they may have their own food, right? They may have their own food. I don't know whether it is correct or not. So there are some stories who become betas, but they don't need to eat, right? They don't need to eat. Maybe because they're karma, right? They don't need to eat. So there may be some story. There are some story. Well, I don't know whether they are true or not, right? So the mother and son, and his son died because of car accident. Not nearby, very far away. But thinking that he does not die, and he come back to the house. But his mother can see him. And she know that her son became a ghost. But because of mother's love, she does not drive him up. She just stay with her son. But when she trying to feed her son said, "I'm not hungry." So that means, so some of the peta may not be eaten, right? They can live for long times. So here, when we talk about petas, there are many type of peta, right? Many type of peta. But here, I think we are just referring to petas who can, who are waiting what is given from here. Here, what is given from here means, according to Theravada, sharing of the merit, right? Sharing the merit. But some other petas may be eating the food you offer, right? So therefore, as for me, I do not oppose offering of physical food to the peta. Even your beloved one may not be able to eat, but other petas might be able to eat, right? So I think that as for me, it's no harm, right? No harm. But we have to know the interpretation of Theravada text, right? Theravada text. So now what I'm pointing out is the Theravada interpretation, right? Theravada interpretation. Okay, thank you. The next one, just as a swollen streams swell the ocean, even so, that's what is given from here benefit the petas. So the water from the stream go to the ocean, just like that. Then you offer food, then share the merit. So that merit will go to the departed people, right? So this one also we are always reciting. Yathavadiva pura pripurintu sagaran eva meva itodenam pitana upakkapati, right? So when we are sharing the merit, we are reciting here. So then, but in Burma, so we do different way. We are not reciting all these one. So we trying to use our mother tongue. We trying to use our mother tongue. So in a way that the monks will recite, and the people will repeat after them. So the main the main theme is we have done a lot of good deed, so we dedicate all these good deed for the departed people, and we are reciting their name, and we share the merit, so and so, right? So suppose Mr. Uh, Mr. or Mrs. Somebody, right? So we call their name and we share the merit. They come and rejoice our good deed, right? So we're using in Burmese 10. So wherever we use, so the main theme is rejoicing, right? If the departed person rejoice, I think it is main thing, right? It is main thing. Okay. Another one is in verse number 9. He gave to me, he walked for me in previous life. And he was a relative, friend and companion to me. So that means the departed one have given to me something. He walked for me and he was a relative, my friend, my companion, right? And recalling what they used to do, one should give donation for the pettas. So here, a very important one, for the pettas, right? Not to the pettas. So recalling what they used to do in when they are alive, and we should give donation for the pettas, right? But some people, so they translate as it to the peta. So that means they are offering something to the peta directly, right? But it is not wrong to translate like this. But if we look at the whole theme or the whole contents of the Petavatthu, tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu, then it will not be correct, right? So therefore, we have to translate as a for the pettas. So we do good deed for them, right? Not to them. We are not offering to them. So we are offering virtual people, then share the merit, right? Share the merit. The number 10, no amount of weeping, sorrow, any other lamentation benefit the peta, though their relative persists in them. So I think that is very important guideline. So if you are crying, if you are lamenting, it is useless for the peta, right? So if you are crying, they will stay to the house. That reason, it is better not to cry, right? Better not to cry. So especially when somebody is dying, so I think it is important to maintain silence, right? Actually, if you are crying, so that will be a very strong object. The sound will be very strong object for them to have a crave into the family and crave into the house, right? So therefore, I think it is very important not to cry. Even your beloved one died, if you are crying, if you feel sorry, it's useless, right? But this donation that have been made and family planted in the Sangha, that's very important lines. So this is the second last verse. So therefore, so when we look at this verse, so this is the main contents of this sutta. So family planted in the Sangha will serve with the immediate effect, the long-term benefit. So the donation to the Sangha will benefit for the pettas, right? for their long run, in the long run. So this is a very important line from this sutta. So therefore, I said that according to Theravada, right? Normally, Theravada, so we have it can be two schools. Even among the Theravada, it can be 2 schools or 3 schools. The reason is, some Theravada countries, they pay much attention to the commentaries. And they pay much attention to the Abhidhamma. So that is maybe, how to say that, conservative Theravada. But another Theravada might be those who make emphasis on the Pali Canon. Even among the Pali Canon, the first 4 Nikayas, right? The first 4 Nikayas. For those who pay much attention to the Pali Canon, they may not agree on this one, Transference of the merit. So there are many scholars who denounce, who said that Transference of the merit go against the theory of karma, because we are our own karma, right? So if we do something good things, and we will get it. Other people cannot get it. I think it seems to be correct. But if we analyze carefully, I think it is also not 100% correct, right? So in the Brahmajala Sutta, the first Sutta of Digha Nikaya, so there are some story of devas who die because of a very slight anger, very mild anger. So according to that Sutta, some devas are looking at other people's luxuries and other people's fame and radiance. They became jealous. Because of intense jealousy, they died. So according to commentary, they died because that jealousy, a very mild anger, burned their body. So their body is so settled that even the anger, even the jealousy, burned their body, right? So actually the anger make too much difference to their life, right? But we have a lot of jealousy, we have a lot of anger, but we do not die, right? Even though we have a very strong anger, right? A very strong resentment and hatred, we stay alive because of the nature of the body or because of the nature of our karma. So here, what I want to point out is the Vedas are waiting thing that we want to give, right? Suppose somebody died and his family do religious service for him, chanting, a lot of chanting, and preparing beautiful flowers, and many visitors visit, right? So I think when the departed ones saw those scenes, they were very happy, right? So that happiness, that joy, transform their body, change their body. So actually here, as the Vedas, so they sustain by what is given from here, right? So if they see, if they have a lot of joy in their mind, and their body will be transformed, right? There's logic. So I think that, so for that reason, Mr. Pierton, who is a expert in the Pali Canon, and he point out that the notion of transference of the merit, the main thing is the cultivation of loving kindness. because you are showing loving kindness to your departed relatives. So by seeing what you are doing, the departed relative will be very happy, right? He have a lot of joy in his mind. So that joy and that happiness will transform the life, right? So actually, we cannot think from our dimension, right? So we have to know the nature of their body, the nature of their life, right? The nature of their life. Okay, question.
Can it be all the petas or whoever, they still must exhaust their own karma? Because you see, like King Bibisara, the relatives, right? They suffer 92 aeons. Then they wait for King Bibisara to transfer the merits. So during this period, all the petas, they need to exhaust their bad karmas.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
correct.
when they transfer the merits, then they can become better. So like for us, or even Queen Malika, she did that one thing, and then when she died, right,
Yeah.
she remembered, then she suffered 7 days in hell. But then that is also because she's exhausting her own karmas.
Yeah.
So like for our lay people, if we can transfer merits, can it be just that maybe just to elevate them, maybe bring forward their good karmas, and then ultimately they still have to suffer their own karmas, right?
Yeah, you're correct. Some people, as I told you, and last week as I told you that the lady in our village, she do not get the share of the merit. She doesn't want too much craving, right? So
Because she still got to exhaust her own karma.
have to exhaust, have to finish her own bad karma, right? Then after that, there will be a time that she will want to receive, right? For that reason, it is a better to share the merit very often, right? Very often, wherever you do, right? Okay, so here I think that it's very important to know verse number 11, right? 11. So donation to the Sangha, then it will make immediate effect for the petas, right? For the petas. And the last one is now the duty to one's relatives have been pointed out, and the higher honor has been paid to the petas, and strength have been furnished to the monks, bhikkhus, and not tripling the meritorious deed pursued by you. Actually here, I'm in teaching about dana. Actually, I have to teach everything, right? So you may not like some of the contents, but I think that it is so natural. It is natural that you may not like some of the information, or some of the facts. But actually, my duty is I have to share everything, even some of the information, even some of the facts. Then I do not like it. But anyway, I still have to share, right? It is up to you. You can decide whether you like it, or you can accept it, or you can't accept it, right? So it's up to you. But here, by sharing the merit, so you have done as a donor, you have done your duty, right? And you have done a very good thing for the petas, and also you have done, given food to the Sangha, right? To the bhikkhus. But such one is not a small thing, a very big, right? A very big effect. So that is I think that the last one. I think sharing the merits is very important. According to Tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu and its commentaries, if you study the stories, So after we learn the verses from Petavatthu, so there are a few conditions for the Peta to receive the immediate result of the merit. So even though we are sharing the merit, our relatives, our family members may not get the share of the merit. But other relatives who are relatives in your previous life, right? And they can get share of the merit. So there are a few conditions. Number one, the donor must think of the departed one. So when you are transferring the merit, so you have to think about the departed one. If your father is a departed one, so you have to think about your father, right? And also dedicate this dana or this sila or this meditation. You can dedicate to your father or to your mother, right? Next one is the recipient must be virtuous. That is very important. So the story of the traders, right? So they went to give the clothes to the lady who is naked. But even though they give physical clothes, so the Peta, the lady, cannot receive. So she suggested to offer a virtuous trader, one of them, right? Then only offering to the virtuous traders, then they share the merit. So that lady received the cloth, right? So that means her body transformed with the cloth. The recipient must be virtuous, right? Then the departed one must rejoice the transferring of the merit, right? Transfer of the merit. The departed one must rejoice the transfer of the merit. So if he or she do not have a joy or happiness, why not, right? Why not? Why not get? So I think that is very important one. It's very important one. Any question? So here, I think, according to this story, the offering food is very important, right? So one of the characteristics of the Petas is lack of food, right? If he or she is starving and also thirsty, so it is better to offer food and better to offer clothing, something, right? So then only and he or she can receive. So here I want to share one of the stories on the monastery I stayed when I was learning Pali Canon. So it is a big monastery, total of around 40 monasteries. It's very within the compound. So when I was staying there are about 700 monks are studying. But nowadays, getting about 400. The monks are getting less and less. Maybe later it became empty. So actually this monastery was founded nearly 200 years ago. So the big monastery at the center was donated by Muslim family. So there's a very interesting story. So the whole families are Muslims. When the daughter died, so her father dreamed about her daughter. She doesn't have any food. She doesn't have any clothes. She is hungry and thirsty and naked. And the Muslim man, the father, make arrangement or offering in their religions. But still, the daughter appear in the dream again, the same thing. Hungry, thirsty, and naked. And he do in other religion, like other religion as well. He perform and donate and offer to other religions, but the same thing. But one of his friends give suggestion to do offering to the monks. So one day he offer the food to the monks, but that night the daughter said that she has food. But the other day, so he offer the ropes. So that night, so his daughter give a dream that she have a clothing. Now she said that she doesn't have any dwelling, any place. So for that reason, now the Muslim man, and he donated a very big monasteries. The monastery Einstein, a very big one. Then on that day, he said to the family, so I want to become a Buddhist. It is up to you whether you want to become a Buddhist or not. For me, I dream about my daughter. When I offer food to the monks, she got a food. When I offer the robe to the Sangha, and she got the clothing, but now I'm going to offer the dwelling or monastery to the monks. So I want to become a Buddhist. It is up to you, you can decide. But the whole family converted to Buddhism. So that very big monastery was donated by that family, right? Even right now, stay there. Monastery is still very, very interesting, very interesting. So when we look at that story, it is during the colonial time. During the colonial time. So I don't know whether we have a picture of that family. So actually, this is a handed down, how to say, from our teacher to pupil, right? So very authentic story, authentic story. I think the sharing of the merit, but we do not know the dreams are correct, right? A few weeks after my mother died, my father told the family that he dreamed my mother in the he met and talked to my mother in the dream. It is I don't know, full moon or new moon day, and he is asking to my mother, which monastery you are going for taking precept. And my mother answered, we go to the northern monasteries. But in our village, we have 4 monasteries. The northern monastery is nearing monasteries. Normally, she go that monasteries and taking precept every Uposatha day, right? So my father told like this. I don't know whether it's correct. So here we are talking about offering food, offering clothing, offering dwellings, right? And we can also share the merit. We can share our good deed, other good deed, our sila, our meditation as well, right? Meditation as well. Here, I also want to share a very interesting story. This is taught by one of my teachers who is living in the United States right now. And one of a very virtuous man. So he think that the people, especially human beings, are very lucky, and they can listen to the Dhamma. They have a chance to do good deed. The monks are also preaching to the people only. So there are many invisible beings, especially unlucky beings, just like a Peta. So they do not have a chance to listen to the Dhamma. For that reason, he decided to go to the forest and practice the Dhamma and teach the teachings of the Buddha to them. Before he go, he tried to practice not to eat for 10 days. After practicing not to eat for 10 days without food, because he's going to stay in the forest. He will go one place to another, right? And he practiced for 10 days without food. Then after practicing, then he went to one place to another. And if there is a village, he will go for alms round, and he will eat. If there is no village, no food at all. No food at all. Then normally he decided to preach the Dhamma to those invisible people. But he tried, but one day he is inviting all the invisible people, invisible beings, to come and listen the Dhamma. First, he keep precept. He administer 5 precepts. Then he preached the Dhamma and he shared the merit. For the first day, nothing happened. Second day, nothing happened. Third day, nothing happened. But in the 4th day, he can experience that some beings are coming and listening the Dhamma, but he do not see. After 1 week, they show, and he can see those invisible beings. We can call them their petas, right? They are petas. So now he can see them, and they come and listen. They come and sit down, and they listen the Dhamma. And some beings, some petas, so they disappear after they keep precept. So some petas, they disappear from the crowd after listening to the Dhamma. Some petas, they disappear after sharing of the merit. So that means they get the share of the merit. That means they rejoice. Even though we do not share the merit, if they have joy and happiness, their body will be transformed. So that means they disappear from the crowds, then they may have a better existence, right? Better existence. But some petas, they always come and sit down. They do not disappear for a long time. So now that monk became friend. That monk became just like a relative. Those petas became his relatives. And he have full of compassion to them. And he preached the Dhamma and he shared the merit. So in this way, one after another, those beta, some beta came and they disappear, then another beta came. So there are a lot of betas listening the Dhamma and get the share of the merit. It takes for 10 years. Then after 10 years, he think that if I am living here, if I die, I will become among them. Because he have attachment to them. So he cannot cut away from those petas. For that reason, he think that if I die right now, I will well born among them because of attachment to them. For that reason, he decided to leave that community. And he came back to the meditation center to meditate, right? So where one of my teachers is meditating. And my teacher is still living in the United States. So he shared that story, right? That's also very authentic, very authentic. So therefore, there are many invisible beings around us, right? So some people even say that even here, there are some invisible beings. So I think everywhere, right? Everywhere. So that's for I think here, the sharing of the merit not only the dana, but also sila and meditation as well, bhavana as well, right? So that is very important. I think it is very important. So the departed one must rejoice when we transfer the merit. Even before we transfer the merit, if he or she rejoice, I think they can be transferred, right? It's very important, very important. So their life, the nature of their body, the nature of their life is very, very different from our life, right? Our life. Even though we rejoice the share of the other, the merit of other people, but our body the same, right? We trying to rejoice, we always say sadhu, 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 right? But the nature of our body is so gross that, right? Our body stayed the same, stays the same. I think we have to understand in this way, right? In this way. Okay, so this is according to tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu. So when we talk about the sharing of the merit, so this petavatthu is very important. So we always quote this petavatthu to talk about sharing of the merit or transferring of the merit, right? And Cakkapala and commentary also quote this sutta, right? This sutta. Now we are talking about, let's talk about from the Pali Canon. From the Pali Canon. Petavatthu is from the 5th Nikaya, Khuddaka Nikaya, right? Some people doesn't want to accept Khuddaka Nikaya as a authentic teachings of the Buddha, right? So Mantam, Petavatthu is the Mantam, right? Petavatthu. But here, we are trying to get on the citations from the Pali Canon, from the Sutta, right? Number one, citation of following Suttas from the Pali Canon are tangible facts and informations when we talk about sharing of the merit, right? Number one, Kala Dana Sutta. We have learned timely gift, right? Timely gift. Kala Dana Sutta. I think you didn't take this sutta, right? It's okay. Page number 661. So in that sutta, so the Buddha gave 5 types of timely gift, right? Then after that, he talked about 2 verses. He talked about 2 verses. Sorry, not 2 verses, 3 verses. So this is the second one. This is the second one. Those who rejoice in such deeds. So that is very important one. So somebody have done timely gift and timely donation. For those who rejoice their good deed. So here, rejoice here me just like we are so happy that we utter somewhat from our mouth. Just like when we talk about in Pali, sadhu, 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 right? So sometimes when you are happy, you say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. But talking or uttering the word sadhu, sadhu, sadhu is not important. The most important thing is rejoice in your mind. That's very important, right? Even though we are talking sadhu, 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 wait and congratulations like this. If there is no rejoice here, meaningless, right? The most important thing is anumodandi. Have to rejoice, right? Have to rejoice. So this is actually it's not sharing of the merit to the departed people or petas. It is the sharing of the merit to the audience who are doing good deed together who are listening the Dhamma, right? Suppose we are doing dana. One donor is doing dana. Some of his friends come and help them, right? Then at the end of the dana, share the merit, right? Then if we rejoice, so here, those who rejoice in such a good deed, numodana, the word numodana is very important, numodana, right? So here, so we are talking about under the dana, we have a three type. One is giving dana, another one is rejoicing, right? Rejoicing in other merit. Another one is sharing the merit, right? So here, this is a numodana. Rejoice in such deeds, or who provide service. So someone is doing dana, you're trying to help them, right? So that is providing service. Do not miss out on the offering. And that means they also have the share of the merit, right? For those who rejoice, the donation of other people, by rejoicing, they will have good deed. And if you are helping them, then you also get the share of the good deed, right? Share the good deed. And they too partake of the merit. They too get the merit as well, right? So that is very important. Here, if someone is doing dana, then at the end of the dana, share the merit. And you rejoice in your mind, right? So here, saying sadhu, sadhu, sadhu is, important. But if you do not have a rejoice in your mind, so that is meaningless, right? Most important thing is to rejoice, right? Then by having a rejoice in your mind, you say sadhu, 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 right? Another thing is trying to help them, right? If you are helping, if you're providing service, when they are doing good deed, also you get the share of the merit, right? Share of the merit. So that is it. When we look at this verse, we understand that we can share the merit to the living people as well. People who are alive. Not only for the Petas, and we can also share the merit, right? So normally I often said that some people, now we have a social media, right? Some people, after they do good deed, they upload the pictures. That means they share the merit. If you rejoice, right, what they have done, and you also have the share of the merit, right? It can transform your mind, right? Your mind. But if you are Peta, it can transform your life, even your life, right? If you rejoice. Actually, it is not easy to have a rejoice or joy in our mind. If somebody is doing a lot of good deed, you may have jealousy, right? Jealousy too. Not really easy, right? Not really easy. So therefore, a joy or happiness in other good deeds is very important, right? We have to appreciate, we have to congratulate, we have to rejoice, right? So then only we will accumulate a good deed. If you accumulate a lot of good deed in such a way, it will be a very strong, a very, very powerful condition, right? For the next existence. So this is the one evidence that we can understand the sharing of the merit. Here, the sharing of the merit not to the Petas, to those who are doing dana together with you, right? To those who are alive. Another one is Nanda Mada Soda, the soda that we have learned earlier. So as you all know that in that soda, Nanda Mada is chanting Parayana Vaga, one of the sacred verses of the Buddha, teachings of the Buddha. She was chanting And by that time, the Deva king Vasavana, he is passed by, right? He's going through the sky, right? And he hear the chanting, and he stopped for a while, and he listened attentively. Then after that, he say, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. He rejoiced, right? So that way he get the share of the merit. Then after that, he said that tomorrow, Nandamara, tomorrow, before they have eaten breakfast, the Sangha of Bhikkhus, headed by Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana, will come to Velukandiki. They will come to your city before they were eating the breakfast, right? You should serve them and dedicate the offering to me. Dedicate, here, the word dedicate. Dakina adiseyasi. Dedicate or indicate to me, right? You should serve them and dedicate the offering to me. That will be your God's gift to me. It will be your gifts to me. So that means the Deva king Vasavana, and he gives suggestion. He is talking to Nandamada and offer food to the Sangha, then share the good deed or dedicate the good deed to me. Right? Then Nandamada accepted. Yes, I will do that. The next day, and she offered food to the Sangha. Then after offering food to the Sangha, Nandamada talked to Venerable Sariputta. And she said that, Bhante, let whatever merit I may have gained by this act of giving be dedicated to the happiness of the great king Vasavana. Here, dedication. She dedicated the good deed for the Deva king Vasavana, right? So here, so I think by the power of the mind, it may go to the king Deva Vasavana, right? So actually, the great Deva king Vasavana, they are very powerful Devas, and they have a lot of good deed. But even then, they still want to get it, right? They still want to get the share of the merit or dedication of the merit. So if we look at this one, you can see the word dakina. The word dakina is very important. So it refers to the offering or donation to the virtuous people, virtuous and religious people, right? So the word dakina is very important. So later we will see the one soda, right? So here, if we look at this one, not the sharing of the merit, it is dedication of the merit, right? So Nandamada dedicate her dana to the Deva king Vasavana, right? Deva king Vasavana. After her chanting, the earlier night, after her chanting, the Deva king rejoiced, right? Saying sadhu, 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 right? Vedan, Vedan, Vedan. But as I say, I think you can appreciate or you can rejoice in your own language as well. The most important here is rejoice in your mind, right? And joy in your mind. That's very important. The next one is from Mahaparinibbana Sutta. So this is from Mahaparinibbana Sutta. So as you all know that Mahaparinibbana Sutta recorded the advent or the memory of the Buddha before he died, right? So this time the Buddha went to Pataliputra. Pataliputra nowadays is Patna in India, right? So by that time, it is a very small village. So it is situated nearby Waji Kingdom. Waji Kingdom. So the king Ajatasattu and order and assign 2 ministers to govern the project. To govern the project. The project is very big one. So they want to transform Pataliputra to a very big city. So the reason is to protect Magadha Kingdom. Actually, the final aim is to capture Ujjain kingdoms. So it is nearby in the border. So therefore, they will make a very big town, very big city. So by that time, the Buddha went there, and the Buddha taught to Venerable Ananda. Ananda, you can see that a very powerful devas are occupying the place where a powerful people are residing, going to reside in. A San median powerful devas are occupying the land, and where the people who are the middle class will be staying. And the devas who are less powerful or lesser great, and the people who are less power, and they will occupy, right? The Buddha is talking to Venerable Ananda. And he said that this city will be the biggest one in the history of Aryan people. So the Buddha prophecy, right? Give a prophecy for that city. So I think Patna or the Pataliputra became the capital city of Maurya Empire, right? Maurya Empire. So at the time of King Asoka, there are some embassy from the West, especially the ambassador from the Greece. He write down details about town planning. So they're very big city, and with the moat and with the fortify, right? With a great fort, yeah. So very it is planned it is planned, well planned, right? So the Buddha, when the Buddha go there at the time, so it is still small village, and the Buddha predicted that. So this will be a very big city. So at the time, there are a lot of constraints. So 2 ministers who are who are looking after oversee that project. They invited to the Buddha, and they offered the food. So after offer the food, the Buddha gave. So these one. After offering all the food, the Buddha talk. The Buddha give his sermon, right? So actually the main theme of the teachings of the Buddha is this one. In whatever place the wise man makes his home, he should feed the virtuous leader of the holy life. Whether you are Christian or whether you are Muslim, whether you are Buddhist, whether you are free thinker, wherever, when you want to have a new house, and invite virtuous people and give food to them. Wherever devas there are who report this offering, dakina here, offering dakina. So they will pay him respect and honor for this. Then after doing dana, after offering all the food, then you share the merit to the devas. So if they get the deva, share the merit, the deva will be very happy, and they will give you a respect and honor to you. They trumpet, so that means they safeguard for him as a mother for our own son, and he for who Deva safeguard or protect ever happy is. So that means, so if you share the merit, if you dedicate your merit to the Deva who are living nearby in your house, so they will also look after you. Just like a mother look after her only one son. Just like that, so the Deva will look after you, right? So this is the main theme of his teaching. So when we look at this one, but here another one is in the Pali Canon, the word dakina means offering or donating something to the virtuous people, right? Virtuous people is very important one. If you look at these teachings, you can see that when we move to new house, you invite virtuous people. That means not you can invite your friends as well who are virtuous, right? And you dedicate that good deed to the Deva who are looking after your house, right? Then they will also look after you. They will also protect you from the dangers, right? So if we look at this one, and we can see that we can share the merit to the Deva as well, and they will get the share of the merit, right? But their body may not be transformed, their life may not be transformed, it will not make much difference to you, to them, but they will be very happy, right? Because you are dedicating your goodie to them. Then since they are happy, they will look after you, right? They will protect from possible danger, right? So for that reason, we trying to share the good deed with the Deva as well. So even in our puja, we always chant Akasattacha Bhomata Deva Naga Mahedika Ponyanta Anumoditwa Chiran Rakkandu Lokasasana. And I share the good deed to the Deva who are living in the air, who are living on earth. I share the merit. May they rejoice my merit, and they will look after the world, right? So this is one of the type of sharing of the merit, right? Sharing of the merit. So if we look at this one, we can share the merit, right? Not only to the Petas, but also to the people, to the Deva as well, right? So here, what I want to point out is, we can find out the evidence or solid evidence or transferring of the merit or sharing of the merit, right? The next one, I think the next one is a Pota Sutta in Gauda Nikaya, chapter 5, Sutta number 39. I think I have sent out this Sutta to you. Page number 663, right? 663. I don't need to read the book. So in that Sutta, the Buddha said that bhikkhus, considering 5 prospect, mother and father wish for a son to be born in their family. But here, Potami is son, not a daughter. Sometimes it indicates both, right? It indicates both. But according to Indian culture, having son is a blessing. because according to their culture, at the time of the funeral rite, so the son will lead the ceremony, just like a Chinese, right? Chinese also have the same thing. So as a Buddhist, I think anyone can lead. Anyone can lead as a Buddhist, right? So therefore, Buddhists are very free, very free. So here, for that reason, some people translate as a Buddha as a child, right? So I think Bhikkhu Sujado, he translate the word Buddha as a child, right? Some people translate Buddha as a child, right? But anyway, I think it is better to translate as a son. I want to tell you the reason. Number one, having been supported by us, he will support us. So as a son, I don't know whether it's the truth. You support your son, you educate them, one day they will support. So anyway, if you are doing out of compassion, full of loving kindness, I think they will respond the same thing, right? So I think so. I don't know in Singaporean context. Number two, or he will do work for us. So actually, as a parent, they have a lot of works. So when a son was born in the family, he will do on behalf of them, right? Number three, our family lineage will be extended, will last longer. So if the son was born, a family lineage will be extended. He will carry the family lineage. I think that is Indian culture, right? Indian culture. Chinese also. If a daughter get married with other men, and they have to carry their name, right? The name. I think the same thing, right? For that reason, translation Buddha, the word Buddha as a son is correct, right? We shouldn't translate as a child. Number four, he will manage the inheritance. He will manage the inheritance. According to Indian law at the time, if there is no children, so they have to give all their inheritance to the government. So no other relatives cannot inherit, right? So according to them. So I think it's very important. So to have a child in the family, right? So even in the Pali Canon, it is mentioned that some people want to be ordained as a monk, but their parents doesn't want, right? Because if there's no children in their family, especially the son, if there's no son in the family, all the belonging will be taken by the government. So when we study Vinaya text, the story of the man who break the first Vinaya rule. So actually he went to become a monk, and going against their parents' wish, he became a monk. Because he said that if he doesn't have a chance to become a monk, he will not eat anything. Boycott, right? He boycott, not having eaten anything. But later, the parents have to allow it. But he has a wife. So then his parents requested him. Now he became a monk, right? Then he went to another town, and he practiced the Dhamma. He learned the Dhamma and he practiced. The one day he came back. So by that time, his parents requested him to have a children, right? For that reason, so he have to have a sexual intercourse with his former wife, right? So for that reason, the first Vinaya rule was laid down. So as a monk, not allowed to have his sex, right? If you do so, downgraded, no longer a monk, no longer become a monk, right? So in that Vinaya text, it's mentioned that if we do not have a son in the family, and all our belongings will be taken by the government, right? So I think it's the Indian law, I think, at the time. So if we have a son, he will manage the inheritance. And the last one is the most important one. Or as when we have a person on, he will give an offering on our behalf. But here, on our behalf, he will offer the donation. He will donate and he share the merit on their behalf. So I think that is the most important point here. So we have even here, we have two interpretations. So that here me, offering me to the petas, the parents who already passed away, right? Just like a Chinese custom. So offering physical food to their ancestors. So another interpretation is offering food to the Sangha and share the merit. Two interpretation. It's not clear, right? Not clear. But here, Bhikkhu Bodhi translate as the on our behalf. So according to Theravada interpretations. He follow Theravada interpretation, right? So according to this Pali paragraphs, it can be translated as the offering to the Peta directly, an offering to some Vajrapīpa and share the merit on behalf of them, right? On behalf of them. So this is a fight duty of a child, a fight duty of a son. So according to Singalavada Sutta, and Singalavada Sutta explain about fight duties of a son, but Buddha Sutta talk about the expectations of parents, right? Expectations of parents. So here, comparing different translations, as I said that, two interpretations, right? So comparing different translations. So this is the fight duty or a son can be found in Singalavada Sutta as well. The fifth duty that we have learned, offering something on behalf of the departed parents, right? So the fifth duty is translated in different way by different translators. So it can be translated two ways. So grammatically, they are not wrong. It is not wrong. You can interpret according to your preference, right? If you like, offering physical food is valid, then you can translate as a offering to the petas directly, right? But if you follow the Theravada way of interpretation, offering to the Sangha and share the merit, right? Number one, translated by Maurice Walsh in his the long discourses of the Buddha, right? Translation of Digha Nikaya. In the Singalavada Sutta, he translated in this way. After my parents' death, I will distribute gifts on their behalf, not to them directly, on their behalf. But here, I want to say the recipient is not mentioned, right? The recipient is not mentioned, whether the monks or the layman or anyone, not mentioned. So that for that reason, it leads to two interpretation, right? Two interpretation. But according to this translation, Mori wash follow Theravada perspective, Theravada interpretation, right? Another one, sorry, this is a explanation. It is the same Pali phrase as found in Buddha Sutta, but Singalavada Sutta talk about the wish, the duty of parents. Sorry, the duty of parents, right? So the duty of is sen. A duty of is sen. Thus, the pronoun is changed from he to I. So this is a Myanmar Pitaka Association. Normally, Myanmar Pitaka Association is a group of scholars who translated Pali Canon into English. Normally, they strictly follow commentary and literatures. So the way they interpret, or the way they translate is in according with the commentary, right? And also in according with the Abhidhamma. So actually they will follow commentary and literature and Abhidhamma texts directly, right? So they also follow on behalf of the departed parents. So that means offer to the virtual people and share the merit, right? The next one is the Bhikkhu Bodhi. So as we have learned in Buddha Sutta, he translated on our behalf, right? So that means he also follow Theravada interpretation, right? Now let's go to the another one. He will make offering to the Vedas when we are dead. So this is a F.L. Woodward. So actually he translated in Gotra Nikaya, so under the name of the book called Graduate Sayings, right? So this is a under the auspice of Palita Society. He translated in Gotra Nikaya. When you look at this one, he will make offering to the Vedas. So that means offering physical food, offering physical clothing, and the place, physical money, physical car, just like some Chinese do, right? So when we visit funeral wake, we see a lot of cars, a lot of money, a lot of property, just like that, right? So actually, according to him, offering physical items to the Veda directly, right? So here, it can be translated, grammatically it's not wrong, but how to say that, textually or doctrinally, it is not correct, right? It's not correct. So look at what Mr. Pearden said. Mr. Pearden recommended this one. Many scholars have voiced the serious and numerous inaccuracies in Woodward's translation in Gotra Nikaya. This is what Mr. Pearden said in his note. Not regarding with this matter, but he said that. So Woodward translations are not accurate. Many scholars has pointed out, right? So that I'm not talking in this part, right? So he can translate, grammatically it's not correct, and he have the right not to follow Theravada traditions, right? Theravada traditions. Another one, as you may know, that Bhante Agacheda from Malaysia, and he wrote honoring the departed, a Buddhist perspective. But honoring the departed, it is nothing wrong with this, but he used the word a Buddhist perspective, right? But I think that it is he shouldn't use like this, honoring the departed, that's all. But he also in favor of translating the Pali Canon to the departed, to the Veda rightly, offering physical items to the Veda rightly. And he said that the Chinese custom of offering food and physical items to the Veda is in accordance with Pali literatures, actually Pali literatures. And he, of course, he's very clever in writing, and he's very well versed in Pali Canon, and he is well educated regarding with the Pali Canon. But regarding with this issue, the sharing of the merit, I think he make his own preference, not following what Pali Canon is, what the Pali literature want to interpret. So when we look at translation of Tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu, he used the same thing, offering food to the Petas. Actually, it's not to the Peta, offering food to the Sangha or Bhikkhus for the Petas, right? So here we can translate two ways, to the Petas or for the Peta. Grammatically they are correct, but doctrinally it's not accurate. So for that reason, if we analyze all the translation of same single Pali phrase from two suttas, it became quite clear that Bhante Agacheta and Mr. Uwat translated sutta to suit their opinions, right? It's not in line with Pali texts. It's not in line with Theravada traditions. If we look at Tirokkuḍḍa-petavatthu, it's quite clear, right? It's quite clear. Any question? I think next week I will talk about some evidences that show offering food to the Peta is valid. The thing that they quote, right? So looking at those sources, they put forward the idea that offering physical items for our ancestor is not wrong, right? Not wrong. So anyway, today I want to emphasize that according to Theravada, I will say that according to Theravada interpretations, so we have to offer to the virtual people, and we have to share the merit. If the departed one rejoice our share of the merit, so their life will be transformed. So in this way, he will get the share of the merit, right? Okay, thank you. So that will do today. Then I think next week we are going to finish our lessons for the dana. And if you have any question, you can send it to me, right? Yo varatam bhavaro manu jesu sakyamuni bhagavakata kecho paragato bala vidiya samangi Dan sukatan saranatamu pemi ragawi ragama ninjama sokan Dhamma masangata mapati kulan Madhurami mampagunan suvipatan Dhammami mansaranatamu pemi Yatacha dinamaha palamahu Chatusu susisu purisayugesu Atacha bogala dhamma Sangami mansaranatamu pemi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good night, everyone.